Hear of Her Majesty's loyal opposition.
Okay. So this question, Mr. Speaker, is for whoever is acting Premier today. Hey, a lucky man. Speaker, to the acting Premier, Section 50.31 of the Electricity Act reads, I quote, all proceeds payable to Her Majesty in the right of Ontario in respect of the disposition of any securities or debt obligations of or any other interest in Hydro One, Inc., a corporation established under Section 50, a corporation or other entity established under Section 50.1, or an arrangement made under 50.1, shall be paid to the financial corporation. Acting Premier, are you going to follow the law? Are you going to pay down the $27 billion hydro debt with the money you get from the sale of Hydro One?
Thank you very much, Speaker, and I want to thank the member, the leader of the official opposition, for the question. And first of all, Speaker, as I mentioned earlier, we know that Mr. Ed Clark will be tabling his recommendations later today. I think it will be, Speaker, will not be wise to preempt what's in the report. What's clear, and what's something that the Premier has been very clear about, Speaker, that we want to find opportunities to unlock the value in the tremendous assets we have in our province, and be able to use that value, Speaker, to fund critical public infrastructure that is needed in our process, such as our highways, our transits, and our transportation infrastructure, Speaker. That's something that we presented to the people of Ontario in the last election, and we continue to work on that to build Ontario.
Thank you. Supplementary.
The acting Premier, the reason we put the law into place was to ensure that the money from any sale of Hydro One would be used to pay down the debt and provide relief to hydro customers through lower electricity rates. After all, it's the hydro customers that own Hydro One. You're planning on doing the exact opposite. You're going to run off with the sale proceeds and leave customers with a $27 billion debt to pay. That can only mean higher hydro rates. Deputy Premier, can you guarantee hydro customers that a sale of Hydro One will not result in higher hydro bills for decades to come?
Well, Speaker, I think it's ironic to get this question from the party and the member opposite, who actually saddled the Ontario taxpayers with this enormous stranded hydro debt. They're the one who left this unsavory legacy to the people of Ontario that they are working hard towards in paying off. And in fact, Speaker, it's this government that has been year by year by year has been paying off that stranded hydro debt to the point, Speaker, that we can now proudly.
Thank you. Finish, please.
Speaker, we've been over the last 12 years have been paying off that debt that was left by the previous Conservative government. We are up to the point, Speaker, that we will be removing the debt retirement charge from the consumer ratepayers, because they have paid their part in that case. Speaker, will continue to make sure that the stranded debt is paid. That's something that was left behind by the official opposition when they were in government.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the majority of the $27 billion debt comes from David Peterson's decision to not have Darlington come in on time and on budget. In fact, $14 billion over budget. That's the majority. And the rest of it was incurred by the old Ontario Hydro before I was even born and before you were even born. So get your story straight and stop it. Stop telling falsehoods to the people of Ontario. You have an obligation under the law not to fritter the money away, not to rob Peter to pay Paul.
In between the applause, I did hear something I would like him to withdraw.
Withdraw, Mr. Speaker. You have an obligation, Minister, and I say to the government, to pay down that debt. It's legacy debt. It's debt that's been there for a long time. We're paying big interest on it. Hydro customers own Hydro One. They should be the ones that benefit through lower rates, or at least stable rates, for the next few decades.
Question.
That's the purpose of the law. We knew some scoundrel would come along at this point in history and try and steal that money for other purposes to patch up your mismanagement of the last 12 years. Do the right thing and follow the law.
Be seated, please. Before I continue, I'm going to offer a caution that as we move along in this. I'm starting to hear some on the edge stuff and something I actually asked to be withdrawn. So let's just keep it within parliamentary language, please. Carry on.
Speaker, it's rather rich to get this question
member from Prince
the
Edward
official
Hastings come to
opposition
order.
who made a big
Member from Leeds
mess
Grenville,
of the
come to
hydro
order.
system in this province when
member
they
from Simcoe
were in
North.
government.
Stop the clock, please. I am going to repeat myself to ensure that those that were making noise while I was speaking, the member from Leeds Grenville will come to order, the member from Simcoe North will come to order, and the member from Prince Edward Hastings will come to order. Carry on.
Speaker, that's the party when government made a mess of the hydro system in this province. They had too many false starts. They were burning dirty coal to produce electricity in this province, polluting our air, causing asthma in our children. They're the one had that momentous blackout in our province, burning diesel in
Thank you. Finish, please.
Speaker, we've been working hard over the last 12 years in rebuilding the energy system in this province, making sure that we clean up the energy system by shutting down coal-fired generation, making sure that we have got renewable green electricity in our system and reliable source of electricity for Ontarians.
New question. The member from Huron Bruce.